Okay. I've been sick this entire week, so I haven't gone anywhere. So I didn't print out the thing. But I've written out every single bullet point on the back of my RA paper, if you're wondering what this is. And then the red is my words, my 20 words. And it's the job titles. I'll submit a picture of it so that you know I'm not cheating. On Blackboard. But anyways, the area of expertise that I chose, or not expertise, I guess, because I'm nowhere near an expert, but the area that I chose was accounting, and it's important to me because I'm going to go into that field as a career. And a lot of people always say that accounting is going to be taken over by AI. It's one of those things that people think a lot of the jobs can be done by a computer. Um, I don't think that that's true as somebody that actually does it. Um, but anyways, so traditional AI is basically systems designed to perform a specific task by following pre-programmed rules. And it learns from the data to make predictions or classifications. Um, this is like spam filters, fraud detection, recommendation engines, stuff like that. So like when Google, you type something into Google and it's like tries to finish your sentence for you. It excels in structured environments by processing information to answer your questions, like Google. It sorts your data. It can identify patterns, but it can't generate new content like generative AI does, which I'll talk about next. My job back home uses spam filters and fraud detection for our emails. We don't want anybody getting into sensitive client information, so we use those to detect those emails and get them out of our system as fast as possible. And then generative AI is a type of AI that creates new original content like text, images, and code by learning patterns from large data sets. Um, so if I was to take an Excel file and copy and paste it into ChatGPT or Gemini, and I asked it to do something, it would probably be able to give me an answer. It would be able to give me an output. Whether it's correct or not is a different story, but it would generate an answer for me to the best of its ability. And then unlike other AI models that classify data, such as traditional, generative AI can produce novel outputs in response to prompts, such as it can make me a poem if I so desire, an original poem as well. It will pull one from online or it can make me a brand new one. It can also write me a piece of music. It can give me a design if I so choose. So basically it can just write articles, create images, and plenty of other things. A lot of people use generative AI for writing papers. That's something I heavily disagree with. Everyone in their life should be able to write a novel paper by themselves. I know in accounting, I sometimes use AI to just give me a blank answer when if I forget what fixed income means, for example. Um, I can just be like, okay, I'm an accounting student. Give me a simple answer to what is fixed income, and it will just pop out an answer for me, and I'll move on with my day. Things like that. So, one of the interviews that I did was with my boss. She's the chief financial officer at Meyer Tool. Her name's Alicia Fabiani. And I just asked her about AI in our workforce. I already kind of know what we use sometimes, but she basically just said that AI helps tons with the day-to-day operations. It's used for drafting rough cuts of long emails, and it's also used for a fraud detection in our spam filters, like I was talking about earlier. So they control the flow of important emails versus the ones that are spam, and our emails are constantly flagged by AI software to put them into categories on all company laptops. So it's also used to sort and print daily accounts receivables to be prepped for entering into the system. Every single night it does this so that every single day at 8 a.m. and the next day we are ready to work. It counts the amounts, and we just have to double check that it's correct. Only once in a while, when there's a system error or something that is just manually different, do we have to manually sort them. The second person I interviewed was Shannon Ohlmeyer. She's the accounts payable manager at General Electric Aerospace. So part of my job at Meyer Tool is to file the accounts receivables for GE Aero. So I am pretty much daily emailing her updates and what numbers change. Our system also notifies them about what numbers change, but the emails just help us keep up to date personally. This is the only time that I've ever actually spoken to her over the phone. Um, she talked about a lot of the same stuff that I talked about with Alicia. Our companies are pretty close to one another, so we use a lot of the same stuff. But she said that AI is used to automate routine tasks like data entry and transaction reconciliation. That's something we do not do at Meyer Tool because Meyer Tool is kind of not up to date on the finest accounting methods. Um, so we don't do data entry. We do it manually just to make sure that everything's correct so we don't have to do it a second time if it's not. So in conclusion, both Alicia and Shannon feel that AI is a powerful tool that is extremely beneficial to the workforce. However, it only simplifies accounting and would not replace any serious tasks until far in the future. Accounting must be always double checked by auditors. And even now, when humans are doing the original stuff, the auditors always double and triple check at the end of the year because we can't have that stuff being incorrect in the long run. It would not do the company well. There's just some work that is not replaceable, and accounting is just one of them. AI is not going to replace accountants, but rather change their roles by automating the routine tasks and allows us to focus on higher value strategic advice, things like analysis, and especially our client relationships, which at a place like Meyer Tool is very important. So yeah, we just a lot of people say that AI is going to replace a lot of accounting fields, and that might be true further along the line, but as of right now, in the place that AI is at, absolutely not. Um, we do enjoy using it a lot for day-to-day work, but it's just not going to happen anytime soon. Okay, that's it. The end.